Now, celebrating all things cool in Jacksonville, a local show with a spotlight on the 904. With hosts Eden Kendall and Mark Payton, featuring amazing stories from every neighborhood with Elizabeth Campbell and Rance Adams. From Unity Plaza in the heart of Jacksonville, this is River City Live.
Good morning. Welcome to River City Live here in Unity Plaza. Guess what our first topic of conversation is as we dive right on in to the River City Current this morning.
It's Powerball.
It is Powerball.
It's Powerball.
If you guess Powerball. But this could very well be the last time for a while.
I hope so. I'm Powerballed out, and I didn't win. So congratulations to the three people that won. California, somebody in Tennessee, and then also somebody right here in Florida at Melbourne Beach, so not too far away. You know, hours away, they bought theirs at a Publix, so yay.
Did you see the video of the 7-Eleven where they were all going crazy at the 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
So we were all in a frenzy last night at the Kendall household. We had a highly charged emotional argument over our imagined winnings. It was ridiculous, and we were getting uptight about it. So the teen boy, Noah, is 18 now, and so he suggested that if we won, he should just not go to college next year as planned, and I wasn't having that. I mean, I was getting literally ticked off about it. And then my husband wanted to, he just kind of dropped in that he'd be sending his brother $1 million, and I said, what? You don't need to send him $1 million.
It's great. This is fake money. This is all make-believe, and it's a hot debate.
Arguing, and then I got in my head, well, we had better settle this now. And I believe,
just in case.
I believe the words, if I want to give my brother $1 million, I'll give my brother $1 million, came out of his mouth. So anyway, by the time Powerball rolled around and we didn't win, I was kind of relieved.
Did you play last night?
We did.
You know, it's so funny. My wife all of a sudden got Powerball fever, and she's like, should we play? I'm like, go ahead. And she didn't know you have to buy the tickets in cash. So she waited in line, and she had her credit card ready to go. Like, you need cash. She's like, oh. She had to walk and get cash, and she came back. Yeah,
and probably that's a really good thing that you need cash.
Yeah, right.
Because when
the
teen boy realized now that he's 18, he could just go get his own, we were like, but you got to have cash.
And you got to go to college even if you win.
Of course. You don't want to squander that. Anyway, so there we have it. Anyway, all right, so let's move along to something else that is not on that Powerball subject, and I guarantee you everybody in this room puts their phone up to their face. But did you know that this is the dirtiest surface you'll touch all day, dirtier than your toilet?
That's kind of gross.
That's kind of gross.
But you say when you point, your phone is the dirtiest.
No, everybody's phone is the dirtiest.
That's what
nice
you're saying.
Try,
did you know this is the dirtiest ever, anywhere, right here?
It looks pretty dirty. So what can you do about it? So what can you do about the bacteria and all the stuff that's lingering on your phone? Well, there are a couple of things you can do. We just happen to have handy one of these microfiber rags. How is that?
That's great.
And you're not supposed to use alcohol. I read this wrong, and I asked for the bottle of alcohol, and our executive producer, Stuart, said, no! Don't use the alcohol. So yeah, you can use a clean toothbrush and rub in the little areas, and you got to rub it off and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so you got to clean your phone off, people.
So they're dirtier than a toilet seat.
Yeah, well, think about why that would be.
Well, yeah, because people actually bring their phone with them into the bathroom.
They do. And
Did you do that?
I do.
Yeah, that's
gross. I might get a text.
Wait, earlier today, we sipped each other's coffee.
We did.
By accident, and now I'm like, oh.
So just today, you came by the radio station this morning for a visit, and I was waiting for you, but I had to use the bathroom, so I brought my phone in case you would text me that you were there. So
that is
I had it with me. So
why are you telling me this?
So
Too much information. Ew. You know what? It is sweet that you didn't want us to be waiting outside, so I guess that is kind of sweet that you brought it to the restroom. All right, a little too much information here. Our relationships are now at a new level of cooties. So the USDA came out with a new report on how much sugar you should consume. It's the first time that they ever did this, and it is really, really scary because it's not a lot of sugar. It ends up being 50 grams of sugar. So what is 50 grams? What does it look like? Well, there you go. So in one day, it could be 16 slices.
It's not all this
bread.
thing.
Yeah, it's one. Or maybe a couple candy bars. 3 yogurts. Like, yogurt seems like a pretty healthy thing. If you have 3 in one day, that's
you're done.
You're not allowed any more sugar.
And you can't have the ketchup.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, well, yes, ketchup, but look how many there are, though.
Wow. Oh, that's Starbucks.
So it's a lot of servings.
That's a lot. So each of those things would
like one
be
Coca-Cola? That's not a lot.
It's not worth it.
Now, you're pretty good at your sugar intake, but where
try.
are you at if you had a guess? Do you think you're at 50 grams? Do you think you're over?
I think I'm probably not that far off. I'm definitely not over, but I don't, well, that's not true. If there's candy, I can blow it all in candy. I have a big sweet tooth. So.
Mine's cereal. I think I take in like 1.5 billion grams. It's the same as the lotto number. It just popped in there, and I take a lot of sugar in. So,
what about all the boys?
They're right next to me.
They're all those boys. So, your kiddos, they're young enough where they probably don't have password-protected things they're doing online yet, right?
Well, there's one app before we set it up that one of my little guys bought, like a $20 like upgrade on his flying penguin game. So as soon as that happened, we shut everything down. But as far as like us like tracking what they're doing and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, no, they don't have anything like that. Yeah.
So there are studies now that show how many parents actually know their kids' passwords to all of these different apps and things like that. It's about half of all parents. And of course, the debate rages all the time, like, is that an invasion of privacy? Does that make you an exceptionally good parent? I happen to err on the side of, yeah, it's my business.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm all over everything. I mean, you can't know everything. 48% know the password. 35% know the password just to maybe one of the kids' social media sites.
Okay.
I mean, it's higher numbers than you might think, but it's not everybody.
Yeah. What about, do you track your kids? Because, with their phones, you could track where they're at. Do you do that?
I can do that.
Do you do that?
No, but I have had, I've mentioned him already tonight, the teen boy. I have asked him to send me a selfie from wherever he said he was going to be. So I'm like, oh, you got to church? Send me a selfie of you in front of the church.
This would be something good to weigh in on Facebook on where everybody stands with this. Because I'd like to know, and especially you have kids at the age where they're active in social media, they could actually like get into trouble doing things.
Right.
So.
They may have already.
I'm totally going to be that parent that will have like every password. I'm going to track my kids. It'll be like they're on like parole, basically.
Right, exactly.
I'll know where they're at. But I think it's being a good parent. And I just won't tell them that I'm tracking them.
Oh, no. They don't need to know. Actually, and I can say this because I know he's not watching. The girl child helps me spy on the teen boy.
Oh, that's smart.
I don't have his Instagram password,
it's like the CIA.
but I'm all over his
It's like
Instagram.
the CIA. You have like allies.
Yeah.
Your enemy is your ally.
Exactly. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
But with social media, I'm not sure if I'd want to know everything that's going on though with my kids when they get older. So that's kind of, it's like a double.
If you don't want to know, then you need to know.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like that, but there's a lot I don't know. I'm quite sure of that. Speaking of friends and enemies, Friends, all-time greatest show.
I know, and they're having a reunion, but don't get too excited because it's kind of odd how it's set up. So they're going to all come together basically to pay tribute to James Burrows. He was a network director over at NBC, and the show is going to air Sunday, the 21st of February. But the thing that's odd, it's not actually like a new sitcom show.
Right.
It's kind of like a get-together and talk. And then, not to water this down too much, but they're not sure if they're going to get everybody. Everybody's saying, the whole cast, yeah, we're going to come. It'll be a lot of fun. However, they all have demanding schedules.
So you're not going to check in with Chandler and Monica and see if they're full of, many, many kids, or you're not going to see Rachel and Ross and see how they're doing. You're not going to see that. It's not an episode. It's not a movie. It's kind of like with The Bachelor when they all come back and they just sit around and chat.
Yeah, what was your favorite time? What was this? This just popped in my head. What character are you on Friends? Actually, you can't say that. You guys, what character is she? I'm going to go with Phoebe. Phoebe,
I was going to say that, too.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, too, unfortunately. He's totally Chandler.
Wait, it's funny? Sometimes if we're at a party, and like I'm talking and maybe doing my shtick, my wife's like, stop being Chandler. Tone it down. And then I'm just like crushed. I'm like, oh, I'm that guy? Well, I guess I am.
That's
Thanks,
a good
guys.
thing. That's the funny guy. That's
Right.
the funny guy. All right. Well, we'd love to hear your opinion on everything we just talked about. Check us out on Facebook, River City Live TV, and stick around. We'll be back.